Hey guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Excuse me, kitty. So apparently Scamper's present is here. I got a notification that it's been delivered, yet I didn't see anybody on the security camera. Really? Scampers, your present's here. Yeah, your present's here. I mean, where? My God, I'll be right back. Yeah, that cat I was talking about in a few videos ago, she was back this morning, so I grabbed some of Scamper's cat food, put it in a bowl, and brought it out to her, and she ran away, but then she came back and she was eating it. Oh yeah, it's right there. I didn't even see that guy pull up. But yeah, I don't know where the cat is now. Probably sleeping. Josh said that it sleeps at night probably, and then comes out early morning. But she's usually underneath the boat here, as I saw in the pictures. And she did put a dent in the food, like a lot, so. Alright, well, I'm gonna grab this box. It says heavy. We share, we care. That's cute. How heavy is it? Oh, okay, that's gonna be a two-hander. Which means I gotta put you guys in the house while I bring this box in. This box weighs like 5 Scampers. Maybe 25 Scampers. 15 kilograms plus. She's interested. She knows it's for her. Alrighty, got the box upstairs here. She's actually pretty good. Pretty good. I thought about doing some bench presses with it, but I got a bar downstairs for that. So let's go ahead and crack into it and show you what Scamper's got. You probably already know, judging by the fact that the box weighs 30-40 pounds. I don't even know.
The thumbnail probably gave it away too.
It's hard to judge a box by its weight. Sometimes it's hard to judge dumbbells by their weight. Alright, don't need my knife. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see if there's any hints. Let's see if there's any hints. Do you know what it is yet? Do you know what it is yet? Oh my God, she's gonna love that. It's got all the parts out here. Got some legs for it. More legs for it. Not sure what the heck this is. A hammock? In case you haven't caught on yet, guys, Scamper's got a cat tree. I hope there's instructions. There, that's what the cat tree looks like. It's massive. It's got like, turn the screen back on here. So like, she's got a spot up top to perch from, another spot, a little house thing, a little house thing. So I think she's gonna have fun with this. And my battle plan is to put it right where she's sitting. I'm gonna stick it right in that corner. And that way there she can sit in it and she can look out the window and judge people from afar. No, you can't come in here. Last time you can't. I let her in here like 3 days ago and she just comes right in, pisses on the carpet. I don't know why. All right, I'm gonna try and build this thing. I'm gonna empty out the box and then go from there. Holy, I feel like I'm building IKEA furniture. All right, guys, so here's the bit of a conflict we have is they forgot to include the IKEA Allen key to fit that bolt, and it seems that every single one of the bolts in there, or screws, or whatever you want to call them, is the exact same. So here's what I'm thinking, and I never have good thoughts, but hear me out. Unless you don't want to, then you probably already tuned off this video. We gotta go to the garage and see if we can find an Allen key to fit this bolt and go from there. I just had a brain dead idea. Probably not gonna work. Because I'm brain dead, do I have one of these that will fit this? I did. Basically, I'm looking at those. Hook them up to the impact and just just drive them in, right? All right. What do I have in the box of tools? Kind of hoping to do this with a Phillips head screwdriver, but apparently we're not allowed to have easy things in life. So I found the right Allen key set here. Dad actually gave me these. I'll just bring this one Allen key in the house. I really wish I knew where that socket went. Throw it in here, did I? Because if I could just dug it on with an impact driver, that would save my wrist. Well, guess the wrist is getting damaged today, boys. Gotta be careful how I use that in what context, right? Jesus, Murphy Adams, smarten up. All right, it looks pretty easy to build, but the base isn't that big. So what I'm thinking is if Scampers some miraculous way is able to topple that thing, she's not a heavy cat. She only weighs in at 2.8 kilos, which is about 6 pounds. Compared to the other cats I've had in this house, she's a lightweight. I'm thinking if she is able to topple it, because it is taller than it is wide, what I might do is just ram some screws right through the base of it, right into the ground, like right into the floor. And then I'd like to see her topple it. But it's going to give her a lot of stuff to do, and that's the key thing that I want. Sorry for the wind noise, guys. It's freaking hot in here, and I don't want to take off all my clothes. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Turns out I didn't need the Allen key because I literally just held the bolt with my finger and spun the tube, and it just went on like no problem. Had a problem finding the hammock though, because in the instructions it looked like a board with ears. Let me show you here. This is what they're showing in the picture, and I'm like, what the frig is that? So I had to look it in the I've been referencing the material page way too much for this, and that came back as the cloth hammock, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, I can do that. So next up, we put the platform on, it's screwed into place. So now we're gonna install the house, which goes on top of everything else. Fun, let's go. I'm gonna say the hardest part of this build was assembling this thing, because I don't know if you can see in there, but there's these pillars in each one of the corners. I don't have my light on the camera, guys, sorry. But there's these pillars in each one of the corners, and you have to, now keep in mind, this is just cloth. Those pillars keep it up. So you gotta try and get those pillars in place, line them up with the screw holes. This one's empty. I gotta finish that one off, then I'm done. You gotta do it from underneath in all four corners. And the problem is the brilliant engineers decided, hey, let's make the plastic black so you can't see it through the hole. So you can't line it up and look for threads and then start drilling in your screws. So it takes a little bit of patience. Try not to swear too much. But all in all, going together. Just like every other time I frig around with IKEA furniture, I had to take it apart and reassemble it because Dum Dum over here screwed up. So what I did was I used the wrong post here, and then when it came to installing the top, I had this post here or here, so it was sitting higher. You notice how it has a bolt hole or a bolt sticking out of it? Yeah, that didn't work with the instruction. Then I discovered the parts are labeled like P1, P2, P3, and I discovered on the bottom of them has the number. I freaking hate IKEA furniture. And we're finally done. This thing is almost as tall as me. Like, here's the bed. She sleeps up here. She's got this little dingly ball. She's got a platform, dingly ball. She's got a hidey hole here, with a thing, so she can come up this hole, come up here, go in here, or I don't know if she's gonna like it. Friggin' hope so. Okay, it wasn't expensive, but my biggest concern is it is a little wobbly, so I'm gonna test it and see how it goes. Problem is I found two fluffy balls that are detached, and I don't know where they go because it doesn't really show in this picture where to put them. There's one at the top and another one at the top, but these other two, I just don't know. I'll leave them off for now, and we'll throw them on another day. I'm gonna bring this out and see what she thinks. This is gonna be funny. There you go. Let's see what she does. I tried to put her on it, but she's like, nope. I didn't really account for the stairs, so good thing I don't drink anymore. Oh, she's inspecting the hammock, I think. Just checking it out. That's yours. Scampers, come here. Come up. She's just rubbing up against it. She's trying to figure out what the frig it is and how to use it. 11 years old, and this is the first time. Actually, I've never gotten a cat toy like this for any of my cats, so yeah, she's trying to figure it out. You don't know what to do with it? Well, I'll leave it here and let you figure it out. You got this. You're a smart cookie. See, I was thinking about putting it here, but then this platform, every time I open the door, I don't pay attention, I'll end up kneeing it. So I was thinking of leaving it here, because then she can climb to the top and she can sit up here and look out the window, and or even go here, and I don't know what the heck she would do there. Beat on this thing, I guess. She's more interested in going underneath the hammock than going on the hammock. I'm sure she'll figure it out. It's new. It's stimulating for her brain. So are my feet, apparently. Look at her tail. Look at her tail just twitching. She's happy. Yeah, you go in there. Yeah, you go in there. Is it cozy? Are you needing it? Yeah, you're needing it. You can climb that. You don't know what to do with it, eh? Okay, I'm just gonna get this bed out of the way because it's covered in puppy poop. So yeah, worst case is if something happens, it topples over up here for whatever reason. I think I have some big black screws. Some like 3-inchers in here somewhere. If not, I know I got some in the garage. If I ram 1 or 2 in, it should be more than enough to hold that down. So that's basically my battle plan. If I aim the camera at myself, that'd be amazing. Good thing this thing's on wide angle. So there were some spare parts, and one of the spare parts I found was a drywall plug. I'm like, why would they give me a drywall plug? Then I remembered on the back of this corner piece, there's a strap. This is so you can tag it to the wall so that it can't topple over. But behind there is a window. Can't really screw into a window now, can I? I guess I could pull it down and screw it into the wall, like right behind the thing, and then it would have nowhere to go. But like, you really gotta want to topple this. So I don't see it going anywhere, but she's afraid of it right now. She's not interested in it. That might come around, I don't know. I've never built one of these for a cat, so we'll see how she reacts. Maybe she'll play with it. Maybe I wasted my money. I do have the weirdest cat in the world, so we'll see how that turns out. So I just literally did a huge clip where I talked about stuff, and it didn't save the audio. For crying out loud, that pisses me off. So basically on this clip, I went outside and I was talking about the cat, the one that's been coming around. Scampers still prefers the box over the tree designed for cats. You're such a wiener. You know that, right? Anyway, no, I am actually contemplating on moving this over to here. I was like, I'm gonna bang my knee on this. Well, no, because what I'm gonna do, I'm curious if that would actually fit there. Let me just try something real quick. Scamper, just go downstairs. I'm moving this there, dude. Move, move, move. So for shits and giggles, obviously the boxes are in the way. I can even go over a hair like that. That'd be fine. That would be fine there. It wouldn't be interfering with the door at all, and I'll do that tomorrow. I got things tonight, so I'll have to do this tomorrow. Oh yeah, now that I'm done frigging around up here, she goes downstairs. My God, I tell you, cats always got to get in the way of everything. They're lucky they're freaking cute, I tell you. Oh, I didn't even put it back right. Super didn't put it back right, but you know what? It's fine. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to get rid of these boxes. Tomorrow's supposed to be a rainy day. Won't be able to do anything outside, so we'll deal with this then. But yeah, I went outside a while ago and I filmed the whole thing in the backyard where the lighting was good because daylight, and the cat was back. So I tried to get as close as possible to her, see if she would let me get close, and well, she super didn't. She let me get about 20 feet and then she got nervous and bolted. She's probably back out there. She was underneath the Firebird, but you already saw that in the video that I just clipped in, so don't know why I'm telling you that. Also, if you're wondering, let's see if she's back under there. Let's see if she's back under there. Why not? Slap on the Crocs and go have a look-see. I'm curious if she came back. Because Joss was like, oh yeah, the cat will sleep during the day and then go out and play at night. And for the longest time, I haven't seen her. Nah, she's nowhere to be seen. Wherever she went, she's gone. She's gonzo. But yeah, Joss was like, cats are nocturnal, and other people have told me cats are nocturnal. So I notice when I come outside, the audio dips, and I'm not even talking that much quieter than I do in the house. The only difference is I don't have walls refracting the sound on the mic, so it kind of causes a problem. But yeah, she's nowhere to be seen. She must have a home. She has to. She must have ran home. Like I say, I think she just comes here because the voles and the moles and the chipmunks because like Chippy came out of the hole here and I saw it. I caught it on my camera because I was looking out the back door waiting for the guy to show up, a Scamper's cat tree, and I saw Chippy come out of the hole. I saw the movement, so I focused on it, and then all I see from underneath the boat is a gray streak come ripping out full tilt like a Peterbilt, tag it, and right as it's tagging it, I can hear through the window upstairs, you know, chipmunks, when they're spooked, they make that squeak sound. Well, yeah, Chippy was just chirp, 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 chirp. So obviously that cat is an amazing hunter killer, and I could really use one of those in this house. I'm gonna assume that all the mice kills over the winter were done by Oreo and not Scampers, because I saw her with a mouse the other day and she was scared of it. So I'm gonna say that Oreo is the one who's been murking all the mice all this time, and I just been praising Scampers thinking she was doing good. And I'm thinking because Oreo doesn't have teeth, or didn't have teeth, that he couldn't do the damage he used to do as a puppy. Because let me tell you, as a puppy, I could tell if Felix got the mouse or if Oreo got the mouse. Because if Felix got the mouse, it was poked and bled out. If Oreo got the mouse, half of it was one place, half of it was the other place. Because he'd grab it and he'd do head whips. And he would just shred that poor little bastard to pieces. So it was pretty gross. I could always tell who murdered what, but you know, as he lost all his teeth, he can't really grip. So if anything, he just compressed them, crushed their bones, and they died because they looked pretty compressed. But there was no puncture marks, and I never clued into that until like right now that I think about it. And yeah, I had a mouse in the living room, and Scampers just kind of went over to it, and she hit it, and the mouse took off, and she jumped in the air and ran the other way. And I'm like, oh God, you're a worthless cat. You're lucky you're cute, because you should be doing more than just eating dry crunchy and yelling in my ear while I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. So you probably noticed that one scene while I was unboxing the cat tree where I'm like, oh, do you guys know what it is yet? And I didn't even think about it that I made the thumbnail, the cat tree. And I'm like, I don't want to have my own voice. And then I remembered I have the new version of Vegas. I have 21, and I have a valid hub account with Vegas because I purchased the software. So I have access to some pretty neat AI tools built into Vegas. One of them being speech to text, where I can talk, and this is kind of neat for editing too. All the jump cutting I do, I don't need to go through the timeline and do that anymore. I do a speech to text, it types out the dialogue and puts in the breaks when there's long breaks, and then I click a button and it nukes all the breaks, all the long breaks. Sometimes it doesn't get my speech right because I tend to slur words every once in a while. It might be the Canadian in me, it might be the ex-drunk in me, I don't know. But it does write it out, and then when there's a long pause, it tells me, and then I click a button and it nukes all the long pauses and does like 95% of the jump cuts I need done without me even having to do them. So that's what I've been looking for the longest time in a video editor. DaVinci had it, and it was pretty good. But I didn't like the way DaVinci worked. Couldn't wrap my head around the graphical user interface and all the tools. So I basically said, no, I'm not going to bother buying a full license. I tried the trial out, which gives you access to it for like 7 days or some shit. And then you can play with all the features. And then after 7 days, if you don't buy it, it really cripples itself down and you lose all the AI functionality, and it basically becomes like MS friggin' video edit, which is pretty bunk. But their jump cut feature was pretty neat. It was pretty accurate. It would detect silences and smoke them. The only time it would have problems is like the fishing videos, the wind noise, because I didn't have a muffler on the mic. It didn't know what was dead space and what was valid, so it would just not jump cut anything. And then I had to go through manually and pop it all. I'm like, if I'm gonna do that, I'm not gonna use DaVinci Resolve. I'm gonna use freaking, that's what it was called, DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to use Magix because I know that software well, and I have the keyboard binding set up where I can quickly go through and do it. But they had a deal on Magix website where if you pre-order Magix 22, you get 21 right now. And I was like, okay. And because I'm a long-time subscriber, like I've been buying Magix since Magix 15, when they finally introduced NVENC for the graphical processing. Prior to that, I was using Adobe Premiere, the rental version from Creative Cloud. Freaking cat, boom. But no, I was using the rental version from Creative Cloud. and that was kind of expensive, but luckily the YouTube checks were covering it at the time because I was vlogging every day. And it had NVENC rendering, so rendering didn't take a week, where with back in the day, Sony Vegas, before it became Magix, they were strictly AMD. Like, you had to have an ATI or an AMD video card or it just wouldn't work. And I don't know if that was some deal that Magix had with AMD to try and boost sales, or if it was just easier to work with their stream processors versus using tensor cores or any NVENC protocol. I don't know. But the moment Magix bought Sony Vegas, they added NVENC. So I downloaded a trial version of it, took some random footage from random vlog folders, threw it all into a timeline for 20 minutes, hit render, and went, holy shit, this is fast. Done. Take my money. Bought a copy. And every time, I didn't buy 21 when they came out, because I'm like, it does everything 20 does, except for you get the AI features that I don't know if I would use. And one of them was like the speech to text and text to speech. The Pro Dad feature, which is kind of cool. Like, let's say I'm at the beach and I'm filming and there's like hot chicks behind me, then some guy with like, you know, his pants are down, his hammer's out. I can totally use Pro Dad to target that guy, smart mask him, and remove him from the scene, and AI will just use the scenery around to generate something else. And then all you just see is me with a bunch of hot chicks. So I haven't tested it. I've seen videos on YouTube of people doing tutorials and showing how it works, and they're able to remove people from videos. Like, one guy shot a vlog while he was in like Japan visiting, and he was at a cafe and he didn't want the guy behind him. He's like, oh, the story is that he didn't want to be part of my YouTube video. So I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of him out of the YouTube video so you don't have to get a disclaimer from him, blah, blah, blah. And he shows it, and it worked great in his scenario. I'm like, holy shit, it looked good. There was a bit of dithering where the guy was. It wasn't perfect, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't be looking in that area. You might see some funky stuff and just be like, it's just camera artifacting, not a big deal. But yeah, and then there's other features like Z depth. That's kind of cool. You can use that to if you want to put a picture, like if you want, like right now that wall back there is way behind me. Z depth would be able to analyze how far back that wall is, and you can put objects between you and that wall in the timeline, which is pretty cool. And then you can move them around in real time on the timeline. So like if you wanted to have a title jump out from behind the mountain, you can do that. Because Z depth would be able to say, okay, the mountain's here and there's nothing beyond it. You're going maximum depth, so we'll put that item behind the mountain. And this part in the depth is going to be where the mountain is. So anything in front of that is going to be in front of the mountain. So then you can just do like an animation, have it jump out in front, and it looks like a shot out from behind the mountain or behind the fence, around a pole if you wanted to. If you wanted to have like something spinning around a pole, you can do an animation of a spinning text and use Z depth. I can't even say that word. It's so weird. I guess you Americans call it Z depth, but you can use that to basically make it look like it's actually spinning around the pole. Another cool feature is smart masking. You guys remember back in the day, I did those Harry Potter effects where like Wingardium Leviosa, a lawnmower and all that. Well, that literally, like 8-second animation took me like an hour to do because I had to do it frame by frame. With AI and smart masking, you pick an object, it masks it, and it'll modify the mask on the fly for every frame. So like if you wanted to grab an object from a scene and move it around and stuff, you can do that and it'll always hold the mask. So that would have taken an 8-second video instead of being like 2 hours to do with every frame. It would have literally taken me like a couple minutes because the masking would have just been done by the tensor cores instead of being done by my hand, and the tensor cores are faster. So a lot of humbug out there about AI, and I do get it. Like Jocelyn brings it up all the time that, you know, it's kind of bullshit, and I get it. A lot of the AI music that I add to this, like the lawnmower music videos and whippersnipping and the Firebird driving to the drag strip and all that, even Ode to Oreo, those songs were created with a service called Suno.ai, and literally you just type in prompts like write a song about mowing the lawn, or write a heavy metal ballad about mowing the lawn, write a Viking battle song about driving a Trans Am to a drag strip, and then it'll just boop and it starts, and then it farts out your song, and you click play and you listen to it and go, okay, maybe this would sound better if it was like jazz. Make a jazz song about driving to a drag strip, and then it'll go. and then you're like, oh, these lyrics are kind of weak. Click on the lyric editor, type in new lyrics, hit go, and then it'll re-render it with your lyrics in it. Suno is pretty cool, but I do get the humbug about it because the problem is if you pay for a license, you can actually take the music you created and put it on Spotify and make money from it. That's gonna saturate the audio market. There's a lot of people who are gonna, with no talent, no musical talent, who are gonna do that. However, the one thing I like about it, because I don't use it in that aspect, the songs I make on there are just for stupid things like mowing the lawn or driving to a drag strip, or in the case of the drag show after going to the drag races, because the copyright music on that they danced to on the stage was like big time bad time. It like literally restricted the video in everywhere but Afghanistan, and I don't have anybody watching me there. And what I mean by restricted is you guys wouldn't even have seen that video. It would never been populated because you're in the countries it was banned: Canada, United States, United Kingdom. Those are my three main hotspots, and then I got people here and there everywhere going forward. But you wouldn't even have seen that video go live because it was so copyrighted, blocked, completely shut right off. So I had to come up with a solution, and Suno was my solution. And the best part about Suno is when you do that on YouTube, because it wasn't written by an artist, it wasn't created by a human, it's Creative Commons. You can use it for whatever purpose you want. You don't have to give anybody credit. It's free use. It's wide open. It's like, go ahead and just use the music because nobody's going to sue you. AI is not about to get money. They don't care about it. They don't even know what money is, probably. Well, they probably do if you ask ChatGPT, but yeah. But like, I get Joss's concern about that because like there's a lot of programs out there like picture makers, like even Microsoft's Copilot. You go in there and you type in a prompt, make me a picture of a sunset, and it'll do a pretty damn good job of having a sunset. Then you can be like, okay, instead of make me a picture of a farmhouse with a sunset in the background, and it'll paint you a pretty good picture of a sunset. Make it a watercolor, it'll do it. Make it a picture taken with a Canon with the 50mm lens, it'll do it. The more you make that prompt complex and give it more details to work with, the better quality you get, you know? So I get her concern there because her hobby is photography, and she puts a lot of time with Adobe Lightroom and like taking pictures in the raw format, bringing them into Lightroom and modifying them and making them look clean and clear and getting the details she wants out of them, where somebody who just uses AI can go in there and type a couple prompts and fart out a picture. That never happened, and that's a problem. It really saturates the creative market. And like the only time you can really tell a picture is AI is when a human's in there, because AI still hasn't figured out how to draw hands and still hasn't figured out how to draw eyeballs. And this is how I figured out that Temu, any of the clothing, like those shirts they sent me, I went online to see how much they were. And the model wearing the shirt, he had like 7 fingers. And then in one scene, he's off to the side and he's doing one of these poses, but like this eye's looking at you and this eye here is like over here, like he's like looking at the pizza behind him. Like, whoa, how did this make it to friggin' production? These guys really don't give a shit. So all the models on Temu that are wearing the clothing, the men, the women, those aren't real people. That's computer generated people. Those people don't even live on this planet. They don't exist. There's probably people out there who look like them, but it's not them. It's an AI generated friggin' thing. So yeah, Simple Diffusion, that's the one I played with, Simple Diffusion. And it's like just messing around. You type in something like draw a guy lifting weights and the guy is curling 2 barbells, like he's got 2 of these puppy chuckers in his hands and he's just straight curling them, right? But he's also got his leg is like, one leg's forward, the other leg is bent back and over his shoulder, and it's like, oh yeah, what technique is this? That's great. Oh, I guess I've been doing gym wrong, and this guy here obviously has it down to a science. So yeah, AI is not quite there yet, but it is quite there because you can type in some pretty good stuff. It also can't draw a firearm to save its life. Like, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can make some Rust templates, some Rust thumbnails. We'll try using AI. I'm like, draw a guy in a hazmat holding an AK-47. Okay, he's holding the AK-47 by the barrel like a baseball bat, but just above the barrel is the handle shaped that aiming that way with the trigger. And if the gun worked the way it should, or if the gun actually worked, you'd be shooting the bullets out the butt of the shoulder, okay? Like the bullets be going backwards at the gun. So AI still hasn't figured out what a firearm is, so we can't account AI for school shootings because it doesn't even know how a gun works. So keep that in mind. But anyway, guys, I've been rambling on because this stupid camera shit the bed a while ago and I lost a bunch of footage and I don't even remember what the hell I talked about. And I don't remember what I talked about this time here, so hopefully this time here the audio is there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.